Hey everybody, welcome back to TomGirl, where we talk all things sports, entertainment, fashion, and adventure. And tonight, we have your ACM Awards Recap with Julana, who is in Las Vegas for the festivities, and some spring fling vacation pics just for you. Stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Julana's back! Yay!
Hi, JJ. Hi.
So I've officially dubbed you the TomGirl correspondent now, because I love when you're out doing things. I'm like, yes, she's the one in the field. So welcome back from Vegas and the ACMs.
Thank you, thank you. I know I saw that on the little caption on Instagram, and I was like, ooh, correspondent. I feel so official now.
Yeah, I still don't pay you, right? But you know,
it's okay.
It's coming up. Ask for a raise.
Honestly, I love doing these shows with you because it's like our time that we get to catch up to. So
yeah,
thank you.
I know, and you had so many big things. You know, she had her 30th birthday in 30th, or just a birthday. Am I
30th?
That's what I
birthday.
thought it was 30th.
Yep.
Yeah, in Hawaii.
Yep.
So let's talk about that real quick before we dive into
Okay.
ACMs, just because you chose a great place to go and have some adventure for your birthday.
Yeah, so I wanted to go to Hawaii for like my whole life, and I figured, this is a great reason. I'm turning 30, I should go to Hawaii. So I kind of got my two best friends came, and their boyfriends came, and my boyfriend. So we made it like a 6-person couple trip. And it was really great. We did all the things. We swam with sea turtles, which is like top of my bucket list. Got some awesome GoPro footage. Working on videos, always working on videos that never seem to be done. But yeah.
I know that always takes so long, right?
So
Yeah.
long.
Yeah. Any good hikes or?
Actually we did, there's like a big volcano hike, and we went up there, and it's crazy because you're literally just like in the clouds. Like you look over and, you know, here if you hike in Santa Monica, you'll see ocean, and there it's just like clouds.
Wow.
Really surreal.
Yeah. Well, good choice, and way to check one off the list for a big birthday like that. All right, well, I want to hear all about your fresh back from the ACM Awards. I want to hear about your time.
Okay, well, I was so excited. I mean, I'm sure you know that, like, I'm a huge country music fan, and literally, I already told you this story, but now that we're on air, I'll tell you again. So last year, I happened to be in Vegas randomly the same weekend that the ACMs were happening. And prior to going to Vegas, I was at like a styling house, and there was another girl there who was an AfterBuzz host. And she was telling the stylist about how she was going to the ACMs to interview on the red carpet. And I was just looking at her. I didn't know who this girl was. I didn't know what AfterBuzz TV was. I was looking at her. I was like, that is so cool. I want to do that one day. And so I kind of like mentally put it on my like, you know, career bucket list. And then, so this year after I've been with AfterBuzz and doing red carpets for like maybe 6 or 8 months, they emailed me and asked me if I wanted to go. And I, of course, was so excited. So I got this. I brought this.
I love it.
My little ACM official press pass, which I was so stoked about. It's got my picture on it. Super official. It's like, got to keep that forever. But yeah, it was really cool. Just because, I mean, doing red carpets in Hollywood is a lot different because, you know, here we have like a lot of movie premieres and actors and directors and writers. But going there and being able to talk to country music artists and people that I, you know, it's a genre that I love, and I actually like know so much about the industry, and these people are just so different.
I got to work the carpet last year with Morgan too, and it is one of my favorite carpets just because I feel like country music fans and the artists, they're just like the nicest, you know, nicest people. So for me, I found it to be like one of the most welcoming carpets that I've ever worked, and friendliest. Did you have the same experience?
Yeah, I felt the same way. You know, so normally you'll be standing on the red carpet and there'll be other media outlets on all sides of you, and just a lot of these ones were from Nashville, and they were just so nice. And even I met some other hosts that were there from LA, and everyone was just so friendly, you know, giving you tips and stuff. Like, for example, I wasn't sure, this is probably like the biggest award show that I've covered so far, and some of the winners were already announced, you know, pre-show, and I wasn't sure if we were like allowed to ask that, if it was supposed to be a secret or not. And so I got some advice from one of the other hosts on the carpet about that, and it helped out. Yeah.
Who were some of the people that you were most excited to see?
Well, I love Thomas Rhett. He's like my favorite. I really love Walker Hayes, Grainger Smith, who I did get to interview, so that was like my aha moment. And just like seeing them there in front of you and walking down the carpet, it's really exciting.
I think we have a little clip of your Grainger Smith interview.
Yeah,
so let's
we
go
do.
ahead and, well, actually, first up, we have Tyler Rich ready. So let's go ahead and show this one, California Boy. I've loved to see, because, you know, he's played in smaller venues around here as he's like building his career up. So I'm excited to see him
And
on the red
actually,
carpet
well,
for this
before we
too.
play this, funny story about Tyler. I've been following Tyler for a long time, like probably 4 or 5 years ago, before he even like moved to Nashville and everything. So I remember I found him on Instagram somehow before Instagram really kind of was a big thing, and I was like, oh, this guy's a really good singer. I'm gonna follow him. And it's funny because I've kind of been following his journey, like when he moved from California to Nashville. I remember he did like a big road trip and he Snapchatted the whole thing. And then, you know, I saw him at Stagecoach, and then I, you know, met his now fiance Sabina. And so it's kind of just come full circle where I've ended up seeing them around a lot because, like you said, he's from California and they go to a lot of events. And so this was exciting for me because I've hung out with them in like a very casual, friendly way, but this is like, I was excited to interview them because I was like, cool, now you're here as an artist and I'm here as a host, and like our careers are coming together.
Yeah, that's great. All right, let's play a little bit of this one.
Hey guys, we're here at the red carpet at the 54th ACMs, and I am standing with Tyler Rich and his beautiful fiance Sabina. How are you guys doing?
So good. How are you?
Very, very good. I'm so excited that you guys are going to be here, and it's the first time I get to interview
See?
you. Very excited. And I know that the last time I saw you was in Nashville, and you're always doing crazy things, and your Instagram is awesome. So what kind of stuff have you been up to lately? I know you're always traveling.
Boy.
Oh God, everywhere. I've been everywhere doing everything. I just went to Mount Zion National Park in Utah for a bachelor party.
Yeah.
Right before this, and so we were up there just going crazy, straight into Vegas.
We're at this point in our lives where everyone's getting married, so I just got back. I was in Miami for a bachelorette party, and then I went to, it was in Italy last week for my dear friend's 30th birthday, so we've been traveling. It's nice to finally be together for a moment.
Globetrotting. Those are two things I actually wanted to touch on you. Was first, how's your wedding planning going?
Fun, it's good. Tyler probably is a little frustrated with me because he's been really picking up a lot of my slack.
I took the reins. She gets stressed when it comes to options and decisions, and I have OCD where I can't let options and decisions sit there unanswered. And so I've just been making choices, and my wedding is going to be fun.
You got that out.
Gotcha. And are you planning it all yourself, or are you hiring somebody to help?
We have somebody helping us. She's amazing. She's Nashville based. Sarah, she's been wonderful. So I don't know what we would have done without her helping us, because it's way more stressful to plan than you realize. I mean, everyone tells you that, and then until you're actually in it, you're like, okay, they weren't lying.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so my second question was about you guys being together. I know that you have now moved to Nashville, and are you still based in LA?
Yeah.
So how do you guys work that out? Do you get to see each other a lot, or what's your life schedule like?
Quite a bit. I'd say our average days off are about 10 apart, and then we're together for about 3 to 5 usually.
Yeah.
But we've always been long distance. We've been long distance since we met. So we haven't really ever known anything other than that.
Yeah, it's kind of all we know. It's been working. You know, it's nice because I act in LA, so that's where I have to be to chase my dreams, and Ty's in Nashville, and it's nice. It'd be different if I had like a job that was mobile, that I could move. You know, if I worked in like the beauty industry or something, I'd move in a heartbeat, but it's kind of unfortunate where we need to be in these separate cities for now. But it's nice because he's so supportive and gets it, and vice versa. Like, we don't put pressure on each other to make that decision to move just yet. I mean, when we have a family and stuff, we're going to have to, but for now we're at this like pivotal point in our careers where we've got to stay put and keep hustling it out.
Yeah. And you know, I'm from California, as you know, but so I still have my California home because she lives there. So I love Nashville, but my California heart is happy.
Nice
And
job.
I think this is
And I
such a
love couples like this, you know, that they both have their thing and they're both supporting each other and making things work like that.
Exactly. And I actually, at the end of the conversation, I pretty much said exactly that. I was like, they're such a good role model for how you can have a healthy, very successful relationship and let each person kind of chase their dreams and, you know, be okay with it.
And not have to choose career or relationship. You can have them both, actually.
Yeah, because you never want to do that. It might build resentment down the road. Like, what if I chased my dream, you know? So, yeah, big fans of them.
All right, let's show a little bit of the other one with Grainger Smith. So he's one of your faves, huh?
Yeah, Grainger Smith has been one of my favorites for a long time.
I'm so excited that you guys are here today because there's so much exciting things going on in your life. I just watched your music video with you featuring Earl Dibbs Jr.
Yes.
And it blew my mind. I mean, this might be the coolest music video I've ever seen. Can you tell me about the concept and how you guys thought about it?
Thank you. That video, thank you for watching it. That means a lot. But that video was, I thought, well, what if we brought some of these country YouTube influencers that do things on YouTube, like make explosions or ride horses or, you know, drive monster trucks. There's all these different kind of, there's a strong man that lifts, you know, crazy. He's the 6th strongest man in the world. There's a cowboy chef. So I thought, what if I started texting a few of these guys and see if they want to come in this music video and do their crazy things like we're having a party? And no one said no. They just kept saying yes. Everyone I texted or direct message on Instagram, because I didn't even know them, they kept saying yes, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger, and it became the ultimate music video to me.
Yeah, well, I think if you got that invitation, I wouldn't say no if I was one of them. I mean, the amount of like just monster trucks and everything cool. Were you there when they were shooting this?
I was, and I heard from so many of the guys that it was like the best day of their entire life.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
It looked fun. It looks like you guys were just ripping around and just having a blast.
Have you seen the music video?
I haven't seen this one yet. Need to watch it.
It's
that all started
crazy.
before we started doing anything. That they arrived, those UTVs. We jumped in it, and all the camera guys were like, I guess we're going. You know, they just started filming, and the video started.
Very cool. I think that's the best when something just happens naturally, and you can tell in the music video that you guys love it, and you're just having a great time.
Totally.
But your other music video that I wanted to talk to you about, you're in it. Obviously, you're in it, and I want to know how did you feel the first time you heard this song?
I mean, I love the song, obviously, and I think
She chose it as a radio single.
I did. I kept saying, and they went with another one before this single, and I kept saying, no, you're in it, you're in it. So they finally appeased me, and we put out a video for it.
Yeah.
So, and it's been our like 7th or 8th or 9th video together. So
Yeah.
That's so awesome. And are your kids here with you this weekend?
Not this weekend.
Mommy's not out.
Yeah. It's way better without
She's like, no kids.
I know.
I'm ready to go.
Okay, and last question. I saw on your Instagram a long time ago
This is
you guys were
funny,
looking for
actually.
like a yee sister-in-law. And how is that search going?
Well, he's right here. And hey, Tyler, come here.
So that's Grainger's brother.
Directly to the source.
So they're trying to hook him up?
Yi's sister.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
We're
your
still
job.
looking.
I always
We're
tell
still
people
looking.
that's your job.
I know. I'm kind of the screener, and I know my brother-in-law, and I'm still just kind of. I've got some in a pile that I think would be good, that I think would.
I haven't heard about it.
Some in
Yeah.
a pile. That's
but we're still
amazing.
looking.
They were so
If
nice.
Yeah.
anyone wants to be Yi's sister-in-law to me, please reach out.
I need some sisters in our family.
So the backstory on that was I follow their Instagram. And, so, you know, he has Earl Dibbles Jr. as his alter ego. Mm-hmm. And so their whole family unit is into this like alter ego thing. So they put out this video a long time ago on Instagram, and it was like, my brother needs a wife. We need a sister-in-law in this family. And they're like, if you know any girls who would be interested, tag them. And there were just like hundreds of girls tagged on this post. You know, so I thought it was really funny. I didn't know his brother was there on the carpet with them.
What a great
But,
surprise.
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah, they were just so awesome, really
Yeah.
down to earth. You know, even the wife, I posted something about her on Instagram, and she, you know, messaged me and said thank you for talking to us and stuff. So it's really nice.
That's what I think. I was so bummed. I would have loved to have been
I
there with you
know,
this
I
year.
wish you could. Maybe next
It broke
year.
my heart. Yes, next year I'll be back and we'll be doing it together. But yeah, I just think like for them to just take the like you watch the other Academy Awards or whatever film things. A lot of carpets you're on, there's just not that kind of time where you usually maybe get one quick question and so there's that pressure to like quickly think of something like how was it to be able to actually have time to think and be able to continue on the conversation.
It took so much pressure off the job of being a host, and because you always have to be there and you have to prepare and be able to think really quickly, and like because you've been on red carpets, a lot of times you'll do all the preparation for like the biggest stars that for sure will be there, and then a lot of the times they'll come to the carpet late and they'll only do like 1 or 2 interviews, and then they'll have to rush into the event, so you don't get to talk to them, but you get to talk to like a lot of other people that come to the carpet that you might not have ever seen or heard of or don't know anything about. So I see their name and I try to Google them really quick and see what's like the most recent thing that they've done. But for this carpet, I was so impressed because even big stars like Grainger Smith and even Hunter Hayes, Scotty McCreery, their publicists were coming around and they would give us little like tip sheets with all the things they were working on, what they were interested in, and it was really nice that they didn't expect us to all know everything about everybody. and they were just helping us out as much as they could.
Yeah, which makes sense because they're great publicists because they want a good interview too, and they want something that they can use. So it's like they want knowledgeable questions being asked, and I think that's fantastic that they do that too.
Of course, because the better prepared we are as hosts, the better prepared we can be to ask them questions and, like you said, get them good interviews instead of just like, what does this mean to you, or whatever random question you think of.
Yeah, because like you said, you can do all your research, but always you'll get somebody that maybe you're not so sure of, or that's newer, that you just don't know, and you're like, you are racking your brain, like what to ask in that moment. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've done some pretty embarrassing ones where where I'm like so flustered because you don't know who they are and they come up to you so quick. And like literally one girl, I was like, at the end of the interview, I was like, congratulations for being here, because she was just attending. She wasn't like an award. I was like, I got off camera and my partner was like, that was so good. I was like, oh my God, I'm so dumb. That was so awful.
Well, just know we've all done that.
You live and learn. So.
Yeah. Let's talk another red carpet topic. Let's talk fashion. So you look stunning. Where did you get your outfit?
Thank you. So my outfit was actually made by one of my best friends out here. Her name's Stephanie Naylor, and
she nailed it.
Yeah, she
Naylor.
did. Wow,
Stephanie
that's
Naylor
a great tagline for her. I'm going to tell her that. But yeah, so I go to a lot of country concerts with her. We went Stagecoach last year, and she's been a designer for a long time, and she'll design these like incredible outfits for herself, and she'll be walking around, and literally last year, everybody we passed at Stagecoach was like, oh my God, who made your outfit? And she was like, I made it. I was like, girl, you need business cards. You need to start doing custom orders. So she's started to do a lot of red carpet stuff. She's done a lot of Lindsay L's red carpet looks. And so I needed something, and I called her, and I was like, hey, do you have anything that's already made that I could borrow? So I picked it up. She lives on the way to Vegas, thankfully. So I picked it up, and it fit perfectly, and it looked great. I got so many compliments on it. And it was a little weird when I put it on, because for me, I never wear anything that like out there. It was, it was like head to toe sequins pretty much. So I was like walking to the red carpet. I was like, I feel weird. Everybody's looking at me.
Oh, girl, it's Vegas. That's where you gotta have fun,
Yeah. It was cool. I'm glad I wore it.
Well, let's talk about some of the other people that we saw dressed. Some of the stars we saw. I pulled 3 girls and 4 guys, just because I do like the ACMs and they're fun. So we'll just go through these kind of quickly, but these are some of my favorite picks. I mean, Carrie Underwood always, it's hard to see in this photo, but the slits were actually on both of her legs, and that slab was like kind of down the middle, which was fantastic for the woman who has the best legs in the world. So that, really showed off her accessories, and with the hottest husband of Mike Fisher, retired hockey player. So
good job,
she's
Carrie.
doing well, right? Yeah.
Great legs, hot husband. Check.
Done. And next up, Jessie Decker, who I always love, and she's kind of pushing the limits here a little bit. Yeah, a little sassy, a little sexy.
Short.
My only problem with this one is her hair girl, who she tags in her photos, is actually my old hair girl. Hey, Marissa.
Really?
Yes, I love, who now bailed me. I'd been with her for like 14 years. Now she does her and Selena Gomez and all these people, and not me anymore, which is why my hair is in desperate need.
We'll get you on the A-list.
I know, right?
We'll get you on the A-list.
Yeah, but anyway, I thought she was fun, sassy, something different.
I actually saw her. I ran into her the night before at so the whole weekend, the record labels will do like parties and concerts and stuff. So I saw her and her husband at one of them, and my friends were kind of talking to them. I didn't really, at the moment, actually know who they were, but they were like freaking out about her. She was really nice.
Yeah, they're fun, and then another hot husband as well.
Right.
All right, these two I just think are so cute.
Oh,
and
that is such a cute picture.
Showing off their engagement ring, but I just thought they were also presenters. So Michael Ray and Carly Pierce. I just think they're adorable. Follow them on Instagram as well, and just I just think two cuties that just seem to be so in love.
What a year for country music and love.
Yeah,
right?
Really.
It makes me so happy.
It does. I think that's one, you nailed it. I think that's one thing that's so great. It does just make you happy, good people, good songs, good spirit. All right, and then just kind of quickly, we were talking about, talking about taking some risks and things like you said you felt. But I think the guys this year really kind of went for it. I mean, we have Luke Bryan in this gold.
Wow.
I don't even know what texture that is.
Man, I wish I would have seen him. Our outfits would have matched.
Yes.
That would have been a bomb photo.
You would have been on all of the red carpet, like it lists
Matching
for sure.
Luke Bryan.
Yeah. Dang, you should have snagged him. All right, next up, Brothers Osborne, which again I just think fun because they went for out there,
so cool.
attitude, Vegas fun. Kane Brown took it just. I like this one just because it's
classic.
Yeah, classic and
nice
and simple and very nice. I think that's and then Midland. Every red carpet, I always just have to go look for them because I just love that their style is so different and they're so fun and they just always have that look. I don't even know what you describe their look as, but it's like
but kind of cool and kind of 70s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw them working out in last year at the ACMs in the gym of the hotel, and even when they're working out, they still even had like trucker hats and short shorts. It was pretty fantastic.
That's funny. Yeah. I feel like what a fun life to just wear whatever you want.
All the time, right? Yeah, pretty fun. All right. So that kind of does it for the quick fashion. Anybody else that you saw that walked by or anything that stood out to you?
You know what? Who was it? I think I might be wrong, but I think it was Miranda Lambert. Not sure.
Was it the black
No, it was like a neon yellow.
Oh, yeah. It was her.
It was her? Okay.
Yep, kind of tied up here.
Yeah, I saw a picture of it on Instagram. I thought it was super cool. I saw it on the red carpet, but it went by me so fast. I just saw big neon yellow dress. That's cool.
Yep.
But when I saw the picture, it was really neat.
Yeah. I thought the Maren Mora started out with like a lilac dress on the red carpet, I believe, but then changed after her performance, and she had the second dress I thought was really cool too. So fun watching the style. All right, let's talk about some of the big moments in the actual show.
Yeah, what were your favorite moments?
Well, I did like, speaking of TomGirl kind of issues, I loved Little Big Town when they sang Daughters, because they had all the girls up on stage and it was just all this song about, these girls were dancing and it's just like challenging kind of the societal norms that we think for young girls and just how girls are supposed to conform. So for me, I liked that kind of public statement that was being made with that song. Yeah. And they were talking about how that song may not get the most play ever, but that people should embrace it and embrace the message. So I liked that. I thought Ashley McBride was so cute because you could just tell when she sang her song Girl Going Nowhere and you listen to the lyrics and it's all about somebody telling her she's not going to make it, she's not good enough, and in the moment it was just such a simple song where she's playing the guitar and singing it, and when she stopped and you could see her as she was singing looking in the crowd and just soaking it all in and taking that moment and being present to realize that, oh my gosh,
that was a real personal moment.
That was some people telling her she was going nowhere, and then at the end of it she just goes, wow, and you could hear it, To me, that was so
that
cute.
Makes me want to cry. Yes. I'm so happy for somebody like that.
Yeah.
I was really happy that she won Best New Female Artist, right? I think that's what she won. Because I saw her play here in LA at a little venue maybe about a year ago. And she was just so good live. And just very unique. And then the stories she told were hilarious. So I'm really glad that her career is going well.
Yeah. Isn't it fun when you get to catch them? That's the one thing I love, not one thing, but that's something I love about LA. That you get to catch people when they're just getting started and they're in these small little places where you may never get to see her play somewhere like that again and then watch them grow.
Kane Brown is the same. I saw him at a little spot here in LA, and it's funny because you never know how fast someone's career is going to take off. So last year at the ACMs, I remember Kane Brown was kind of doing, sometimes their newer artists little showcases, and I saw him just walking through the casino, and then 1 year later he's performing on the stage and his career is huge, and he's not doing these little shows anymore.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
And I feel like, especially in country, how quickly their lives really can change like that, like in a year. You know, it's fun. It's really fun to watch. One of the surprises was Chrissy Metz singing. I thought that performance was spectacular, where she sang with Carrie Underwood, Lauren Elena, Mickey Guyton, and Maddie and Tay. And you know, are you a This Is Us fan? Yeah. So like, it was a great moment to see her really. We see her sing on the show and stuff, but to have her,
to see her actually really sing.
Mm-hmm.
That's
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. And then the drama, a lot of the drama from the show is about Miranda, whether she was throwing shade at Blake or not changing the words to her Little Red Wagon song to She Got the Hell Out of Oklahoma. But so it was kind of funny to see that, and then Reba kind of answer back with Blake on that.
Oh, and Reba, this was her Sweet 16 show.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't realize until I was going and I started doing the research that she's been hosting it for so long.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's so fiery and great too, and just
I really wanted to see her,
sass.
but I didn't see her anymore.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think she probably went out there. I saw one picture of her out there on the carpet. She ran in and snuck in to do her hosting duties. Yeah. All right, well, let's transition a little bit and go to, we also are going to talk about some quick, if you guys are itching with the good spring weather, to some spring fling vacation ideas. I pulled this one just because as you were at the ACMs, I was headed on a flight back to Nebraska, and this came up in a magazine that I was looking at, and I thought it was interesting because this place is in Tennessee, and I had never heard of it, but it's called Blackberry Mountain. So it's 8 miles, and there's 5,200 acres at this place, and it's in the Great Smoky Mountains. There's a fitness camp, trails, bouldering, mountain biking, aerial yoga, physical challenge. It just sounds like amazing. Cool. Like, I admit I did not look up the price.
Probably better that way.
I kind of didn't want to maybe ruin the moment.
Don't kill your dreams yet.
But just envision. But I just thought, oh my gosh, it just sounded beautiful. You know, it was like such a fantastic, and it had a little bit of anything. Like you go do the rugged stuff and then come back and like
think about how cool. Like there's people whose careers are working at those places and leading all those outdoor activities.
Yeah,
that would be a cool job,
wouldn't it? Yeah.
Cool life.
Yeah, look into that if you want to work somewhere for the summer. Yeah, for sure. And next one is on the other side, like probably not as expensive as this. So this is Auto Camp on the Russian River. So it's an Airstream. I'm sorry, go to the next one. The Watchman Cabins was still part of the first one. Yeah, this one. This is another Airstream camper park. I love these. I stayed at one in Ojai Caravan Outpost that we've talked about on the show before.
Yeah, that looks so cute. I want to do that.
So great. So I am always kind of looking for new areas that have these. Yeah. And so this is one that's on by the Russian River, which is like 90 minutes from San Francisco. So if you by Sonoma, so if you are going and doing like a wine tasting or something like this might be a park that if you want to spend a night in an Airstream. And this is actually the campfire in the Airstream. And then there's canoes and kayaks that you can go out on the Russian River and kayak and do that. And also, I didn't put it on here, but there is a brewery up there too. So for those of us that like beer, maybe a little better than wine, like them both. But you can. There's something for everybody up there.
So the Airstreams are all set up already, like little Airbnbs kind of.
Mm-hmm. They're all set, and there's showers in there and little campfires outside of your Airstream. So if you want your own individual one, you can go there, or you can go to the group one.
Nice.
It's set up. Yeah. So
that sounds really top-notch vacation mode for me.
I know that one was kind of. I'm like that needs to happen. Probably this year. And the last one, and it's funny because I was torn between. I almost put Zion. It was before I heard your interview with Tyler Rich. So it was funny if I would have put that. But similar. This is Moab. So this is Moab, Utah. So it just looks beautiful. Tons of hiking. Camping. There's Extreme 4x4, which is the next picture. You can rent with this company, and they can go in and they take you all through these climbing up these rocks. My mom and her crazy lady friends did it, and she said it was one of the best things.
Is that a picture of your mom and her friends?
It's not. Oh, okay. Her friends actually got in trouble because her one friend likes to use the F word a lot, and she was scared out of to death, and they take video, and he's like, I don't think I can use video with you ladies. She's, just got potty mouth. But anyway.
Isn't that where they shoot Westworld? And that looks like the scenery. I know they shoot some in Utah.
Right. Yeah. So there's also paddleboarding, hiking. There's the arches there, and lots of things that you can see. And if you Google too, the New York Times did like an article I didn't completely read, but it was like 36 hours in Moab, and it gave you little like bars to go to and kind of like listed out the whole thing with some good stops and good adventure. So that might be something to look into as well.
There's so many cool places in Utah.
I haven't really I've only been to Salt Lake City.
You know, I never probably would have gone there, except my best friend lives there and she has like 2 babies now. So I try to go there as much as I can just to visit and hang out with them. And before she had the babies, we would go and we would always go somewhere really cool to hike. But yeah, like Zion is there, like Moab, just so many beautiful outdoor spots. And like you said, I never would have thought to go to Utah ever if she didn't live there.
Yeah. Are there any other spots either that you've been to or that you're really wanting to get to sometime soon?
I really want to go to Montana. Yeah. I don't know why. I just always wanted to go there. One of my friends went and she just showed me a picture of like a big mountain with beautiful wildflowers. And I was like, I want to go there.
Yeah, yeah.
So and I've had that picture always in my head. So I'd love to go like stay on a ranch in Montana or even Wyoming maybe.
Yeah, it's your summer vacation.
Yeah,
coming up. All right. We have not done this one for a little bit on the show, but before we wrap up here tonight, I wanted to go back to doing a TomGirl of the week. And I apologize, I actually didn't pull up her picture for you this time, but this is a little bit long. But bear with me because I'm going to read it because this is one of the most like amazing things that I've heard in a while. So it's March Madness right now.
Right.
So we just had the women's national championship. So we had Notre Dame versus Baylor. And when the Notre Dame coach Muffet McGraw was talking to at the press conference, they had kind of asked her about what are her reasons for she will not hire assistant male coaches anymore. She wants her staff to be all female, and they were also asking how serious she was about being kind of the voice of women for the women's game after Tennessee coaches Pat Summitt had been a longtime advocate and is no longer with us. And this was her answer, and you need to go look it up to actually have her do it because she just rolls right into it, and it's pretty amazing that she just rattled that off, and it was so inspirational. So I'm not her, but here you guys go for those of you who missed it. Said, how are these young women looking up and seeing someone that looks like them, preparing them for the future? We don't have enough female role models. We don't have enough visible women leaders. We don't have enough women in power. Girls are socialized to know when they come out, gender roles are already set. Men run the world. Men have the power. Men make the decisions. It's always the men that is the stronger one. And when these girls are coming up, who are they looking up to tell them that that's not the way it has to be? And where better to do that than sports? All these millions of girls who play sports across the country, they could come out every day, and we're teaching them some great things about life skills. But wouldn't it be great if we could teach them to watch how women lead? This is a path for you to take to get to the point where in this country we have 50% of women in power. We have right now less than 5% of women are CEOs in Fortune 500 companies. So yes, when you look at men's basketball and 99% of the jobs go to men, why shouldn't 100 or 99% of the jobs in women basketball go to women? Maybe it's because we only have 10% women athletic directors in Division I. People hire people who look like them, and that's the problem. So I thought that was amazing. She was fantastic. She's just said it so well, and I just want to thank her for her words and for what she does for not only women athletics, but women everywhere.
That's awesome. I'm a big fan of girls being in sports, especially when they're growing up.
Oh, yeah. You learn so much. It's just so good for, learning leadership skills, learning strength, all kinds of things. Yeah.
Very good. Good pick.
All right. Well, before we have to wrap up, any other thoughts on the ACMs or any good stories and anything you saw on the red carpet that surprised you or was funny? I know I'm putting you on the spot.
I think if anything, it just kind of like solidified the fact that I love the country music industry, because as a fan listening to the music and going to the concerts, those experiences are awesome. But then getting to see the people that I admire and listen to and be that close to them and speak with some of them and find out that they really are great people. It's not like sometimes you believe that a celebrity is a certain way and you're disappointed when you find out they aren't. But everybody that I met was awesome. And that's so cool. The thing about Vegas, like in the ACM weekends, is they'll just be hanging around at the casinos and the bars and performing at these little venues. And like, I literally sat down and was at the same roulette table as Mitchell Tempany, who's like doing a lot of stuff right now, And it's like last year, I randomly met Kip Moore, and he was talking to my friend. And when I came up, he was like, "Hi, I'm Kip." And I was like, "Oh my God." wait, you know, but it's not like presumptuous. Like I said before, they don't just assume that everybody knows who they are and that they're this big shot and everything. So very cool experience.
And I think what you said before too, for people out there who may be interested in going, and if you can't get tickets to the show, I mean, lots of times you can get tickets to the show, but they are a little pricier. But those smaller concerts that they have all throughout the week, the ACMs put on smaller shows, and you can go, like last year there's ones like the Mandalay Beach, Beach Club, different venues throughout this. So even if you think, oh, I want to go sometime, but I can't pay that amount to have that ticket for the show, still go and, like you said, see the people, go play blackjack with them or be around them, but go check out those little smaller shows because those concerts are fantastic, and so many of them play that you'll just go to.
Was like you needed a wristband to get in the venue, but the windows were all open, so you could just be like a regular passerby or someone that came for the weekend and stand on the other side of the window and literally be like this close to them, just like with a barrier between you. But so you don't really need a lot of money to like go spend and see these concerts, and everything is very like open and free.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for coming back and telling us all about it.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me back. Hopefully next year we can do it together.
Yes, we will. We will.
Okay.
All right, guys, that's it for tonight. We will see you here again next week, where we're going to break down some Coachella and Stagecoach fashion. So we'll see you then. Have a great week.
Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.